to another episode of Sports and Songs podcast. We're on season 5, episode number 2. This is a songs edition. Andy, how are you?
Good. How about you?
Good. Songs edition. Today's November 16th, 2023. We're doing music, album review, concert, tours, all music things.
Some new releases.
Music. Now tonight, Andy, we're going to do an album review of a throwback band. I'll call it a throwback band, but it's been around for a while. The name of the band is Deep Purple.
And the sad thing is, you hear Deep Purple, you go, oh man, they're going way back. They're in the 80s. Just you think late 70s when you hear Deep Purple.
Yes.
You think 70s, but
they went on, a hiatus and came back and everything. But the album we're going to do today is Perfect Strangers from 1984. Here's what the album looks like.
Yes, one of their better albums too, by the way.
Album cover, I guess that is. So, album cover from Deep Purple called Perfect Strangers from 1984, and this is their 11th studio album by the English rock band Deep Purple, released October 1984. And it was a commercial success, reaching number 5 in the UK charts and number 17 in the Billboard 200 here. But it was only the second Deep Purple studio album to be certified platinum in the US. Now, did you know that?
No, I did not.
I had thought, this is the 11th album, this is maybe the 5th or 6th one that went platinum. Right. It's only the second one. We like to educate here, but we also learn we like to learn new things, because I educate myself each time I do one of these, because it's only the second album Deep Purple had at the time that went platinum in the US. Now, their 1985 tour outgrossed every artist that year except Bruce Springsteen. How about that?
That's incredible.
So they released this album late 84, went on tour in 85. The entire year of 85, they outgrossed every artist that year except Bruce Springsteen. So that's a great trivia question. Now, this album is 40 minutes and 2 seconds long. It's considered hard rock and heavy metal. Only took 1 month to record.
Professionals.
Recorded it in a month, in and out, done. They released 2 or 3 singles here. I'm not sure officially that it's 2, but maybe 3. And, the album received some mixed reviews. Some said it was good. One person said the material consists mainly of hastily knocked off jams, and wondered if the release was made to just, quote, cash in on some of the current heavy metal craze that was going on in 84. Now, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, you look at the 4 guys in Deep Purple. I mean, I don't want to say they're professionals. Obviously, if they got an album, they're professional, but this is their 12th album. They all came from different bands. 2 guys from Whitesnake, someone from Dio, someone from Rainbow. They've been around. They've been around other people. So to say they threw the other stuff, how do you know it wasn't something they were always kind of working on to start with, pre-hand? We don't know that. It's something they always kind of, hey, we would mess around with this song here and there, and boom, did it. Did they cash in? Did MTV help with their popularity a little bit with the hair bands? Did that help? Maybe. But you know what? Are you jealous? They cashed in. Good for you.
Yeah, they. Let's go through the track listing, because I got an additional point on this, and you may have more color on the background of that. But here's the track listing. Song number 1, Knocking at Your Back Door, 7 minutes long. I like it. It's probably my favorite song of the track. Favorite track of the album.
Yep.
Does it need to be that long? I'm not a big fan of 7-minute songs, but what's your thoughts?
This is kind of the exception, because again, you look back at Whitesnake. How many of their songs were over 5 minutes? Dio and Sabbath had a handful of songs longer. So this was kind of in their wheelhouse. That was their thing. You weren't trying to cut it down to 3:49, to fit so many on the album. They said, no, we're doing a 7-minute song, and we're Deep Purple, and take it for what it's worth. I'm paraphrasing, but they did what they wanted. It's our 12th album. We've been around. We can do this. We don't need to make our cut it down to 309 or 305, whatever the Billy Joel song says.
Trim it back. Yeah, so that's a good one. That's a good song. You may not know it, but if it's playing in the background, you're going to hear the song if it's on at a bar or something. The next song is Under the Gun. Next song is Nobody's Home. next song is Mean Streak, and then Perfect Strangers. They released that first. The end of 1984, they released Perfect Strangers. Next song is A Gypsy's Kiss. And then the final two songs are Wasted Sunsets and Hungry Days. Now, Andy, they released Perfect Strangers first and then Knocking at Your Back Door. I don't see them ever releasing Nobody's Home, but that hit the charts. That got some traction, and maybe just the radio stations are playing it, but I don't see that they ever released that.
I don't know if it was a B-side maybe on something, or if it was in a movie. I'm not sure, but
okay.
The two songs they released were good songs. They're just great songs. And those were 7 songs on that album?
8 total songs.
Yeah. That's just those who complain about it aren't Deep Purple fans, because that's what you expect from them. You're gonna get a 6-7 minute song. That's just what they do.
And so the previous comment was they said maybe there were some fillers in there just to cash in. Well, I know that the songs that they released were good. Nobody's Home is good. The other songs are okay. I'm not a big Deep Purple fan, but nothing really jumped out at me from those other songs. And I'm just glad that there was no ballads on there, no instrumental. It was just a straightforward 8 songs released.
I mean, and there are songs they didn't release. They're okay. Not saying they were bad songs.
Yep.
But it's a good album. They're all good songs.
Yep.
There isn't one that you play. It's like, oh, I'm going to skip over this one. You'll still listen to it. You'll still go through the whole song. Yeah,
it's interesting stuff. Now, one reference point is that one of the critics said that Deep Purple still is kind of a reference point of a genre in metal without a categorization.
Yeah.
There's no really category for Deep Purple. They're in metal. They're in the genre of metal, but they're kind of off on their own island. What's your thoughts?
It's kind of I don't want to say a blues metal, but because there's some blues influence in there. I didn't just fall into metal by default because of who was in the band. They're all guys from rock metal from bands, so you must be a metal band, But they kind of fell in there, that group. Kind of a God, I don't even know who I could compare them to. Who's a group? I'm thinking I'm going totally blank right now.
You think about that.
I'm like Roger Waters and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
That group. Is it metal? Is it rock? Sure. Is Deep Purple going to open up for, have Dokken open up for him or something like that? No. Different brands of metal, but very influential.
Now, the personnel is Ian Gillan on vocals. He came from Black Sabbath. Richie Blackmore on guitar. He was a Rainbow guy.
Yep.
Roger Glover, a bass, another Rainbow guy. John Lord, the organ and keyboardist from Whitesnake.
Yep.
And then Ian Pace on drums. Now the one thing I noticed, what's that?
Also from Whitesnake.
Was he?
He had a cup of coffee with Whitesnake there too.
Yeah, he did. Got it. The thing that I liked about this album is that I looked to see who the producer was, and it's Roger Glover. So the bassist here is the one putting it all together and cleaning it all up for production, and it does sound very good. Very clean album.
And that could probably help in why it was pushed out in a month. If you're playing in it and you're all there practicing, you don't have some producer going, nope, I didn't like it, do it again.
Yes, and so that would make sense. And
I'd like to look back at all these other bands where they self-produced their own stuff. I know Paul and Gene did that with some Kiss stuff, but they had another producer there. But you look back at guys that produced their own stuff, I'm pretty sure they pumped it out pretty quick too.
Yeah, so the month of August of '84, they had this thing already recorded, the entire album, and then they produced it, cleaned it up, got it out, hit the record stores around Halloween time of '84. But I think it's a good album. That song was in my head again today after listening to this review here a couple of days ago, Knocking at the Back Door, and it's good. It's just good. It's pure rock and roll music. It's just
you don't have to be offended and turn it down if someone comes in the room, but you don't have to worry about that. It's not over blaring hard rock, heavy metal guitars.
It's got that bluesy feel to it. It's by the the English rock band connection here with all these guys. But it's good stuff. It's good. It's a good album for your record collection. That's all I've got for Deep Purple. Do you have anything else on that?
Nothing on Deep Purple. No, I just have some other stuff.
All right, let's bring it up here.
I'm gonna start a little gear grinding here.
Oh, what really grinds my gears? I love this.
And I kind of agree with this. I saw me, but I kind of agree with them too. Milli Vanilli watch other people get famous lip syncing on TikTok. Now, I did the Milli Vanilli album a few weeks back, and that's kind of campaigning for the boys still. Some new releases.
Okay.
Here we go. Just stick with that British sound. Molly Hatchet. They got a new one come out, Firing Line. Finally, after a 13-year wait, Southern rock legends Molly Hatchet are proud to present Firing Line, which they recorded at the famous Abbey Road Studios in London, United Kingdom. So there you go. Some new Molly Hatchet coming out.
Yeah, and these guys are they all mid-70s or older?
At their best, yes. And a tour in 2024 for the U.S. dates. Will it be at the XL or U.S. Bank? No.
Casino tour.
Yep, you'll see him. Judas Priest. And I was just checking this out today too. Their new single "Trial by Fire" from the upcoming Invincible Shield.
I have not heard that yet. I've seen some links to that. I want to jump on and probably listen to it tomorrow. But there's some ads and some promotion on social media for that, so that looks pretty good.
And check out the bottom of the screen there. 2nd May 2024, Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Armory. Judas Priest will be in concert.
Well, that will be a sold out show.
That would be a nice early Father's Day gift there.
Wow.
Connie sent a memo with my wife.
Great spot, great location, venue to see Judas Priest. I may have to check that out. That looks awesome.
I have to see if it's in the budget. We got to do budgeting next year anyway, pretty soon. So let's make sure we earmark this one.
Yes, I like it.
Speaking of concerts, if you're ever down at the Bridgemont Mall in the food court, find Mike and he can hook you up with tickets.
Mike's the best.
He is awesome. He got us those Tom Kiefer tickets. So thanks, Mike.
Yes.
Speaking of concerts, XL Energy Center, Earth, Wind, and Fire in Chicago, Heart and Soul. If you're into these two brands of music, I really think this is a good building these two together. If you're into one of them, you're into the other, even if you don't know it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And the Midsummer Music Fest has already got some bands out. The pre-party, July 24th, The Hype will be playing. We've mentioned them a few times on the show. Now, not making fun of bands, I'm just saying, okay? Because I'm a reporter and that's what I do.
Look at
it's in those, though. Thursday's headliner is Jackal. Now, I'm not ripping on Jackal, just keep that in mind. The ones all started off that day at 4 p.m. is Menace. We've mentioned them on the show. RA, Smile, Empty Soul, and Texas Hippie Collation are the other bands. I haven't heard of any of them. Not saying they're good or bad, just haven't heard of them. Now, Friday and Saturday, they don't have headliners announced yet. But the 8:30 band, the pre-headliner on Friday is Slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
In this reporter's opinion, Slaughter is multi-times better than Jackal. And Jackal's headlining Thursday. So that must be some big names coming up for Friday, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to see Slaughter. I've never seen them live.
And Saturday, there's no headliner either. And I really have not heard much of anyone else on. Okay, let me go back to Friday. Lilac is playing. We've mentioned them a few times. Hurricane Alice. Decent bands there. Saturday, Drowning Pool's 8:30 band. Stitched Apart. Haven't heard anything about them. Hybrid Theory is opening up on Sunday or Saturday show. They still have a to be announced for the 5:30 spots. There's 3 more spots to fill in. Second opener, if you will.
It's not till July, so they've got time to get this filled in. But this could be a pretty good billing here.
It's looking good right now. A lot of local tribute bands on here too, cover bands. So good for that. But yeah, Slaughter would be kind of cool to see. Big fan.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Wild Side, very good album. Wednesday, November 22nd at the Bowl. $10 cover. Friends of the show, Dustin Bones, will be playing there. Seen them a couple times.
Yeah, we got to make this work. I think this is fun.
Yes. See if Connie has $20 in petty cash for us.
We'll check it out and see if there's any extra cash laying around here at the office at the studio. This is gonna be fun to go. $10. I'll tell you right now. $10 at the door will blow you away for if you've never seen this band before.
Yeah. You're gonna feel guilty and go back to the door and give them another $10.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is a good group right here.
And one more thing. Lemmy from Motorhead, rest his soul, is getting his own statue in the UK.
Perfect.
You know, you want to talk about people flocking to things to go see. Lemmy's finally got his own statue.
I would go and see that. That is awesome.
Yes. That's what I got, sir.
And Lemmy, was a big a regular at the Hollywood Sunset Strip at the Rainbow.
Yes.
Bar and Grill. The Rainbow is where one could normally spot him if in town.
Yes.
On the strip.
Every time I see Lemmy, I always hear the song Ace of Spades in the background.
Yes, that's the same here. It's the same song
that song pops in the
begins just rolling. Mm-hmm. Lemmy, one of the best.
But I'm going to plug it again, and another free plug. Wednesday, go see Dustin Bones. Get there early. Tell them Sports and Song sent you, and they'll just give you a dirty look. Like, what? But no, go early.
It's one of those too that there's limited seating available. It's also maybe a venue that you don't want to sit. You want to be standing up around close to the stage in the dancing area. Now, we're in our 50s. We're not big dancers, but it's fun to get up there. I wasn't a big dancer in my 20s, man. Yes. But there's tall tops and high top tables to sit at as well.
Now you've been there. They got food there beforehand too.
Yeah, they've got really good food. They're known for their pizzas and burgers, I think is what they're known for. But they've got they redid their whole kitchen, and there's bowling alley on the one side. There's the bar on the other side. There's adult games.
There's what?
Video games and things like that. Okay. Not kid games, but also not
adult games. They ain't going on.
But there's sports TVs. It's a great bar atmosphere for sports and music, and you'll like it. We should plan on going. And
I am very excited.
$10. I mean, I think Dustin Bones, if you've seen them, you easily would have walked out of there and said, I would have paid $30 to see these guys.
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna feel guilty and go back and give another $10.
$10 is gonna be.
You're gonna feel bad that you robbed somebody. You're gonna want to speak out of there.
It's not just some small chintzy show. These guys put a production on, and they're spot on with it.
And they've done it for a while too. They didn't just throw this together in the last few weeks. These guys have been together for a while, and what they do it very well.
I don't know if there's any better Guns N' Roses tribute bands out there, even.
Not that I'm aware of. Not in the
Twin Cities, not in the Metro Twin Cities area. So. Get your butt out there. It should be a good show to see. They are one of the top, if not the top, Guns N' Roses tribute band out there. They are. It's like going back. You will pinch yourself, Andy, and say, "I think I'm gone back in time right now," because you think you're in late '80s.
I'm going to get panicked halfway through the show, like, "Oh crap! I didn't do my science homework yet."
Yeah,
I'm going to freak out. Yeah,
watching these guys, you're in a time machine. It's so unreal. But then again. So are a lot of the tribute bands, but that's a sign of a good.
They really bring it out though. They really make you feel like it's late '80s, early '90s. They really do a good job.
It's unreal. That's all we've got for today's show. Please leave your comments down below and some future requests if you need some. But we're always looking for ideas. Have a good week, everyone.
See ya.
See ya.